Welcome back to Operation Arsenal, and I make that 10 games played this season. 10 games, 1 loss. We've barely conceded any goals, and it's another 2-0 win today. So 1-0 at Old Trafford, which was obviously not the best performance, but a win, big win. 5-0 against Leeds, and then of course we lost to Liverpool. Basically, a world-class free kick separated us there. 3-0 win against Nottingham Forest, 2-0 against Athletic Club. Obviously, the draw against City. And then if we come to this page here, we've got a Port Vale win, 2-0 win, 2-1 win against Newcastle, 2-0 win against Olympiacos, and now, of course, a 2-0 win against West Ham. So my question to you guys right now, Arsenal fans, if I had told you that after our first 10 games of the season, we'd only have 1 loss and only 2 goals conceded. Wait, is it 2? So we've conceded City. Oh, actually, hang on, it's 3. We've conceded 3 goals this season so far. That's pretty incredible. Would you guys take that? 3 goals conceded, 1 loss, 1 draw in our first 10 games. And we still have potentially a chance for Liverpool to drop points tonight against Chelsea. As this video goes up, I'm sure that game will be kicking off shortly. Fingers crossed Chelsea can do us a favour. But let's talk about the 2-0 win and what we can control, and that is our own games, our own results. And it's a very, very satisfying 2-0 win. At times today, yes, we probably could have scored a couple more. And West Ham maybe had 1 or 2 chances. Actually, for once, I think the momentum, it doesn't show exactly what happened. These little bumps here for West Ham really should be much smaller. They had nothing today. They genuinely had no control of the game whatsoever. 4 shots to 21. But the same issue, these 21 shots we've had, we've only created 4 big chances. So a lot of the shots just aren't really that high quality chances for us. But of course, we've battered them on possession. We've battered them on expected goals. And rightly so, we've won the game with a clean sheet. We'll talk about West Ham to start off with, because they obviously have a new manager, Nuno. I really like Nuno, and I'm really sad for him. You know, what happened at Tottenham was obviously very difficult for him. He's then done so well at Nottingham Forest last season, and obviously he's had a bit of a falling out with whoever. I mean, some reports are that it was Edu, who of course was at Arsenal. He's now at Nottingham Forest as the director of football or sporting director or whatever. So he's had a bit of a tough time, and then he's had to jump over to West Ham, who, let's face it, have been in an absolute rut with Potter. They should have never got rid of Moyes. In my opinion, Moyes should have been there. I get it. And at the time, West Ham fans were frustrated, and they'd had this high of winning the Conference League. I get it. I totally get it. But now look. Now I think Nuno will do a lot better. And you could see today, whilst obviously they've come up against a almost unbeatable team at home, we don't lose at the Emirates very often. And we very rarely have less than 55, 60% of the ball. So it was always going to be very difficult for them. But they showed some quality, some character, especially defensively. I'm a big fan of Juve. I think Juve has been a really good signing for them. Obviously, it's still early in the season, but I do like him. And I hadn't seen this guy until today, Songutu Magasa. Obviously, he's come off after 61 minutes, but I thought he was all right, you know. I think if they can get an electric striker, obviously Füllkrug can be a good player. He was fantastic at Dortmund, but he's obviously into the latter stages of his career. I think if they can do something there and get Bowen up front, I just don't think Bowen should be out on the right wing. I think Bowen should be a second striker and West Ham should be playing 2 up top, but that's just my opinion. Big signing, of course, in the summer was Fernandes. He will come good. He's a good player. An ex-Arsenal defender, Mavropanos. Him and Kilman. It's a good partnership. I genuinely think with Wan-Bissaka at right back and Juve can move into midfield or play at left back, whatever, they're going to be okay. I don't expect West Ham to be going down into the Championship anytime soon. I thought they were just there today, and only a 2-0 loss considering the amount of ball possession they didn't have, and we could have easily had a load more goals. Eze missing a superb chance as well. You know, it could have been 4 or 5-0. So that's my thoughts on West Ham. Let's talk about Arsenal. Calafiori, can I see a heat map here? I want to see his heat map because, my God, he was basically playing as a right central defensive midfielder when Ødegaard came off. And by the way, he's broke a record. Ødegaard has come off before half-time in the last 3 home games. I mean, it's a record that probably won't ever get beaten. But when he came off and Rice then had to move slightly out wide as Zubimendi came in, Calafiori genuinely was a midfielder today. He was not a left back. As soon as we had the ball, as soon as we progressed up the pitch, he genuinely, not even the left side, the right side of midfield. It was absolutely insane. His heat map, I'm telling you, is going to be here. Obviously, he drifts into the left side as well, and he does sit back in this position and go up on the left wing. He's just everywhere. How do you set up for that? It's genius, but it's also very frustrating to defend against, I'm sure. They have no idea where he's going to pop up. And I think Calafiori is one of those players that is underrated on the ball. I think he's so underrated on the ball. I think he's brilliant. I'm going to sneeze. No editing required. Okay, you're just going to have to deal with the sneeze. Gabriel, Saliba, Timber all did their job today. Raya had a quiet game. Timber again, I mean, it's weird. It's like he's one of the best attacking right backs in the league, but equally he's one of the best defensive right backs in the league. I think based on his entire game, there is no one better in the Premier League right now, and I would argue he's up there in the world as well. Who right now is a better right back than Timber? Are we talking Hakimi? Reece James when he's having a good game, I guess, but I'd say Timber's better than him. Really quite something. He's having one of the best seasons we've seen from any Arsenal player this season. I think Timber might genuinely be our best player right now. Gutted to see Ødegaard come off. This time it was an impact injury. This is not his shoulder issue reoccurring. He's just bumped in and he's got bumped into and he's come off worse. His knee not looking great. Rice came off as well after 79 minutes, but I don't think it's anything serious. It seemed to be a lower back thing. Hopefully everything will be fine there. Eze should have scored. He was basically in this position here and he skied it, which was really disappointing. We needed bench Trossard. Again, he had multiple dangerous attacks, really, where he ends up in this position here. And I think if he's come on as a sub, he scores or assists. And Saka, I mean, he scored in the first half. It was just offside, so fair enough. But then, of course, scored the penalty. I thought Saka was good today. He's very efficient at what he does. And it's really nice to have him back. I was talking to a friend of mine about the Madueke and Saka comparison. I think you've got two very different wingers. You've got Saka, who's definitely not much of a take on his man, get in behind and cross it. He's definitely more of a move up the pitch at pace if needed, but can also slow things down a bit. And then he obviously wants to get inside on that left foot. And when Saka does that and he lines up the shots or he gets a pass in or a cross, his efficiency is crazy. And that's now 100 goals and assists. I mean, he's 24 years old. People just forget, genuinely. Saka is still less than 25. He's 24 years old. He's got 100 goals and assists. He's on his way to being our highest capped player in the Premier League. It's unbelievable. But we do need to talk about Gyökeres. It's another underwhelming performance. Yeah, we're not getting the best out of him. We really aren't. He is still a threat, and he should still be playing. Of course, we don't have Havertz available. I have a feeling if Havertz was fit right now, he'd be getting into this team. Because Gyökeres is, unfortunately, making good runs, making decent chances and opportunities to score, but he's not getting enough of it, and he's not scoring. He's not scoring. And it's going to be a problem if we start to drop points. You know, thankfully, it doesn't matter today. This literally does not matter. We've won the game. He contributed to many different attacks, and he is a nuisance. There's no doubt about it. And I think West Ham basically tripled up on him, okay? And I do still feel like it will come good. I think Gyökeres, it's undeniable. His work rate, he is going to score a lot of goals for Arsenal, but we needed some today. I think today was a really, really big game for Gyökeres. If he came away with a goal and assist, or maybe just 2 goals, or, you know, maybe he could have taken the penalty. I think Saka's still clearly the go-to penalty taker, but it's just frustrating. I think all Arsenal fans will agree. It's almost a bit embarrassing. You know, you've bought one of the best strikers in the world, but he's come over to a much tougher league, and I think we're starting to see that he's just not quite at the races yet. But there is still plenty of time, and of course, he's not costing us anything because we're winning our games. You know, the City draw, the Liverpool loss. I wouldn't say any of those were a lack of goals from Gyökeres being the main culprit. I think, fortunately, he's getting away with it because we're getting goals in other positions. And Rice, by the way, fair play to him. He didn't celebrate. It was a fantastic finish. Eze should have scored right before them, but I just think Gyökeres, he's getting away with it right now. But, you know, imagine if we come away from this game with a 0-0 draw. You then start to think, well, we've kind of signed you to help us in these situations. But I'd be really worried if he wasn't making an effort, if it seemed like he wasn't bothered. You can tell he's desperate. And the amount of running he does is, I mean, yeah, it's frightening. So we can quickly go through the stats a little bit more in more detail here. Oh my God, look at the shot map. That is unbelievable, isn't it? The quality of our chances are okay. I just feel like, you know, what's the point in having 20 plus shots if you're only creating 4 big chances? I do want to see a little bit more. Well, it's not just high quality chances though, is it? You do need the scrappy chances as well. And I do feel like we're getting a little bit unlucky at times. You know, we probably could have had a penalty in the first half with the handball that wasn't given. And you see, you know, I was watching the Tottenham Leeds game earlier, and Tottenham scored this crazy deflected goal. And it's where is this for us? We need some of that. We need some luck. So it will come. We will score more. When you create this many chances or have this many shots, you're bound to score. And also, one thing to note, we were not very effective from set pieces today. And I think that's down to the very poor weather. I think the UK is about to get hit by a storm and the wind is pretty gnarly. So I guess that comes down to that. So let's jump into our fixtures and we'll see what we've got coming up. So Fulham on Saturday, and then straight into Atletico Madrid, and then it's Palace, Brighton. I mean, we're not leaving Fulham. We're not leaving London, and we haven't left London since the 28th of September. Burnley will be the first time we leave London in quite a substantial amount of time, which is obviously really, really nice. Hopefully Ødegaard's okay. I just see wins here. We will beat Fulham. I'm fairly certain we'll beat Fulham next Saturday. I think we'll beat Atletico Madrid. We'll beat Palace, although they're unbeaten at the moment. So you just never know. 19 unbeaten. It's incredible. I'm fairly certain we'll rotate and still win against Brighton in the EFL Cup. I'd love to be at that game. Burnley away, Slavia Prague, Sunderland away. I'm really hoping I can get to that game as well. Sunderland are kind of like my second team now. So we'll see. But very much looking forward to the Fulham game. Before you know it, we've got the international break as well, which will be a good chance to maybe get some of our players back in fit because, well, it's just another game with another injury, really, isn't it? But I think we could do with a little bit more rotation and some rest. But thank you for watching, guys. 10 games into the season. What are you reviewing this season out of 10 so far? I'm going to go with a 7. I think we've been way above average, but we could still and probably will grow into it even more.